So an artist's most valuable asset is time. Getting your time back so that you can work on the most important tasks. And the reason my face is all red is because we got a fire going here. Now, we just released and did a new album, and we did a Kickstarter, and this is the 7th Kickstarter I think I've done. We've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I gotta give a big shout out to my wife, VisionCityArt.com, who's sponsoring this video. If you need album artwork and all that stuff done, boom, boom, go there for a single cover. I'll talk more about that, but I wanna thank my wife because she convinced me not to ship out the stuff this time. And normally, especially at the beginning, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to do that personal touch. I wanted to personally sign everything, put everyone's name on it, not just sign it. And I used to be able to do those things at the beginning because maybe I had more free time, or maybe I didn't understand how valuable my time was. And of course, I love putting people's names on stuff and all that stuff. I like going over and above for my fans. But I realized the best thing that I can do for my fans is write them more songs, is give them more music, right? Not just putting their name on it. And yeah, I signed a whole bunch of CDs right now, but what she convinced me to do is not ship all the stuff, like not stuff the hoodies, not put the hats in, not do all that stuff. All I did this time, for the first time, is sign all the CDs, and we shipped them to the fulfillment house, and they did all that. And normally something like this would take days, if not like a week and a half or more. And I'm not efficient at that. That is not my superpower. I'm not super organized like that. But I put all the data, put everything, all the names into a spreadsheet, send that off, and the fulfillment house just does that all for me. So my fans will get it even faster, right? And they'll get it quicker, more efficient, and then it frees my time up to do what I should be doing, which is writing songs, making another music video for them, or whatever, building my business. And so you want to realize that, like, at the beginning, yes, you're probably going to have to do everything. You're going to have to do all this stuff because you can't afford to do the other stuff. But sometimes you got to just make it happen financially so that you can free your time up to do the most important things. Like if I write another song or a TV film placement and get that, I could get paid tens of thousands for that, as opposed to just me shipping stuff, like really going to the post office, really? And so I really want to encourage you, your most valuable asset is your time. And getting around people that you can learn from, that can cut your learning curve. I'm going to another conference and another event, and I'm specifically going to stay at specific hotels and buy the VIP pass so I can get around people that are going to help me stretch and think differently. And one of the big things that keeps resonating with me more and more this year is the word team. Team. If your dream does not require a team, you're not thinking big enough. And I'm realizing more and more, like at the beginning, I had no problems hiring a producer, mix engineer, mastering engineer. I would never even think to do that stuff. But there was for a while where I was the booking agent, I was the publicist, I was the shipping department, I was the songwriting idea. Like for the first time, like I finally even like bought other people's songs and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And did that. And so that's been like a powerful thing for me, to just even have other people like write the songs and stuff, so that it's not just me writing all the songs, but get other people to write the songs. And I used to have like such a big ego with that, like back in the day, because I thought like I had to write all the songs, right? But I didn't have to write all the songs. Somebody else could write the songs, and I could just record them and put them out as manifest. You know, like my buddy, man, like he produced for Boy Wonder, right? And Eminem doesn't produce all his beats, even though Eminem is a phenomenal producer, and some of his biggest songs I think he produced, right? Got really loud over there, so that's why I wanted to come over here. But like, you want to think about like, what is your superpower? What can you do the best? And sometimes, like I've said in other videos, you don't need to be quitting your job. You need to be even working double time and get even more money so that you can leverage your music, right? So that you can market your music and be running Facebook and Instagram ads. Like this year, I am going to be spending thousands a day on my music marketing manifest. I'm calling the shot right now. You guys have seen in my other videos where I think I was spending 150, 300 a day. The most we ever got was 1,000. We're getting to thousands a day this year. I'm calling my shot. And you can get back to this video. How am I going to do that? Well, learning how to build the business around music. And one of the things I'm going to be teaching you on the 10X Your Fan Base Challenge, which I encourage you to join. It's going to be on the 11th. It's going to be 5 days straight, and it's going to be awesome, especially if you get the VIP, because then you can come and ask me questions for an hour before the training starts. But I'm going to be showing you how to build a system of getting new fans, right? Getting new people to find your music, right? Building that database, how to even target, run ads, how to use the right assets, knowing who your audience is, create these marketing assets, get new fans in, monetize it, and have a system going, and then what you're selling, all right? Because for a lot of artists, you don't have a path. It's called an ascension ladder in business. And so here's an example of it for music, okay? We have an ascension ladder, all right? So the ascension ladder is maybe people listen to your music first. You get them to listen to it. Then you get them to buy your CD. That's the next rung, because maybe you only get paid a certain amount of level listening to music. Then they buy the CD. Then you get them to buy merch. Then they buy a concert ticket. Then they maybe subscribe to your fan club. And then maybe you have a VIP experience, right? This is the same thing with the dental office. They get you in with the cleaning. Then they charges you more for a cavity than maybe for Invisalign or something like that. And then they've got you on the recurring, keep coming in as a subscription. Well, you need to know what your business model is as far as the music industry. And for a lot of artists, you haven't even thought it out, like what it is you're selling, and you're not even making enough offers. And that's one of the things I'm going to be really talking about during this challenge is, like, you need to make more offers to people, to fans. Like, I notice my income goes way up when I'm making more offers. Like, it's amazing. I had to shut down the Kickstarter at some point, right? Like, I can't let it go forever, but it's amazing. Once I stopped promoting it, I stopped making sales, right? And when I start promoting something else, I start making sales. And so you might promote a single for a while, you might promote an album, but then you haven't even planned out, like, well, what's happening a month later from that? What's happening a couple of weeks? Like, whether it's Valentine's Day, your birthday, or whatever day it is, and you have another sale or have something else that you're going to be selling. And for a lot of you, you haven't thought about what it is you're selling next. And so that's why you're broke. And this happens to a lot of, like, entrepreneurs, where they do this one big event and they sell a bunch of stuff, and then they're broke for the next couple months because they haven't planned out their release calendar. And that's really what we're talking about, is your release calendar. And it's not just songs. It's what's the merch? What's the fan club? What's the different things that you have to promote and sell, right? Like, this is why a lot of artists are broke. For me, it was just, well, what's the next show? What's the next tour? What's the next tour? What's the next tour? Because that was the only way I knew how to make money with my music, right? And I was listening to Ruel, and it was interesting. She's a big TV film songwriter. She's one of the top most synced artists, and she's talking about how with TV and film, like, for a while, because you don't get paid right away, like, you're doing all these songwriting sessions, and you're writing all these songs, and you're delivering all these songs. Well, it takes a while for those to get out there, and then eventually they start to get synced. But if you can keep feeding that beast, then eventually you're gonna have so many songs out there, as long as they're good and they're great, and you got them pitched. All of a sudden, those songs will start working for you. But the problem with most artists is we try something for a while, and then we give up. But there's a big difference between try and decide. Decide means to cut off and say, I'm doing this. You don't try, you're doing it. You're going 100%. Like, that's what blows me my mind when some artists are like, well, what's the money back guarantee? You know, what's the refund policy? Oh, you want a refund on your dream? You know, like, you want to ask a refund from a college or your producer or for wherever. It's like, you want me to give you a way out of your dream? Like really? Like, when you don't even take action? Like, you know what the sad thing is so many people, not just artists, people buy things and they don't even watch them. They don't even do the work. You know, there's a difference between buying the book and listening to the book and then actually doing what the book says. Like, most people will buy the thing, won't even listen to it, Like I think it's like 20% actually listen to it. And then people that actually implement what's in the book is even lower. And so I encourage you, man. You know, you've probably bought in programs. You haven't even bought in stuff of mine or whatever, and you haven't even implemented it yet. But I find when people pay more, they pay more attention, and then they actually get it done, right? And so I want to encourage you, man. Take action this year. You know, April 11th, that's when we're doing this next challenge. It's going to be freaking awesome. Go to 10xyourfanbase.com/live challenge. It starts April 11th. It's going to go from 11 till 1 p.m. if you do the VIP. The VIP starts at 11 to 12, and then the general admission goes from 12 to 1. But it's going to be freaking awesome. You're going to be getting a checklist, a workbook, and so many things. And I just really want to help you grow this year. It's the first live challenge we've done in a long time. And I just look forward to getting to know you and seeing you. There's going to be a private Facebook group and just so much awesome stuff. But like, man, like, you just got to take action this year. Like, stop getting more information and just do stuff. Like, one of the big things I'm doing this year is I'm hiring more people to help me do the thing. You know, I have over 20 years of video content, of lyric videos, music videos. And like, I do think to repost them, but I don't post them enough. And so I'm going to have my content team just make all these different clips of different things and having them upload. But I also have to have call to actions to buy stuff and go get this or go get that. And just plan it out, man, and just blow it up so it's just automated. And I want people to be like, where did this dude come from? On top of that, with the ads and just everything else, and just flood the market. Because as my man Cardone says, you know, if they don't know you, they can't flow you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, again, this podcast video is sponsored by VisionCityArt.com. That's my wife who does all my art and design and stuff like that. And she always creates really dope stuff that works for merch, the cover, the branding, the pre-save campaign. Whether you got a single, an EP, or an album, you want to hire her because she crushes it, and she knows, you know, she knows the business. She knows that you need it when you need it 3 weeks before the deadline, when you submit it to Spotify, or else you can't submit it to the Spotify playlist. She knows what you need for print on demand and all that stuff and everything regarding the music and more. And so you'll even learn something from working with her, plus get dope design that works. Hey, go to VisionCityArt.com. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. Peace.